All right, guys, let's talk Jeep JK RotopaX mount by RotopaX. Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to another episode of Bubba's Garage. Guys, today we're taking a break from the lighting build on the winter edition.
A slight break.
Just a little bit, because here's the thing. Upcoming right here on Bubba's Garage, we have an overland trip planned, and one of the biggest problems that you run into on our overland trip is carrying fuel.
Yes.
Carrying fuel.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, we've done a ton of research, and here's the thing. I mean, you've done it. You've looked it up.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to spend some money carrying a gallon of gas.
Yeah, a lot of money. And not to mention, you have to buy all different pieces and huge modifications to just be able to carry a can of gas.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a bumper. You got to have a tire carrier. You got to have reinforcements on your tailgate, etc.
Crazy.
I have only found one option that will work on a stock JK for carrying gas, and well, it attaches to your tire, and that doesn't really work if you have a backup camera. And right here on Bubba's Garage, we do that. Bobby's Jeep actually has a backup camera, an aftermarket system that we designed right here on Bubba's Garage. Today, we are going to install something different that we haven't seen on the market yet, and this is actually by RotopaX. It is called the JK mount. It actually is pretty simple.
There's not a lot to it.
There's not. If you notice, we didn't have this whole fancy B-roll unboxing, because really there's
nothing
guys,
really to unbox. It's pretty simple.
It's really simple. You have these little bracket covers that go over your tailgate hinge.
Yes.
They're pretty heavy duty. They're made of steel. They're powder coated. Then you have the bracket itself right here. It's about 1/4 inch thick.
Yeah, it's heavy.
It looks to be heavy duty.
Yeah.
And then a few bolts and spacers. Yeah. And then, of course, you have the terrible instructions.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement on those
Guys,
instructions.
we've done a ton of installs right here on Bubba's Garage, and honestly, 99.9% of all of those installs come with terrible instructions. I think there's only one manufacturer that we've done installs with that have phenomenal instructions.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, I don't really think you need instructions with this install.
No,
it's fairly simple.
It seems pretty simple. Okay, guys, so the first step of the installation is you're going to remove your spare tire as well as the covers for the tailgate hinges. So let's get that started.
It's time to kick it old school, so you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
Now that we got our tire and our hinge covers off, we need to go ahead and remove the 4 bolts that are holding the hinges onto the tailgate. Woo! The next step to this installation is taking the actual PAX mount and laying it on top of your new replacement hinge covers, and then bolting those 2 pieces together using these 2 little 1/2 inch bolts. So we're going to do that, and then, well, I'm not really sure. I have no clue, but we're going to find out here in just a moment. All right, guys, we left the new hinge covers slightly loose so that we can move this back and forth and place it on the Jeep and kind of like test fit it. Right now, Bobby is installing the spacers and the bolts on the bottom. The bolts on the bottom, the spacers are the longest. The top has some shorter spacers. We're kind of just laying them there. We'll kind of hand screw them in, and we'll test fit them up there with the tire. We'll move things back and forth, get it where we want it. Then we'll mark our hinge brackets here, and then we'll tighten those up. All right, guys, we got our bracket on. Again, everything is snugged up except for the actual bracket itself. what we need to do is we need to move this bracket close to the tire and save ourselves about 3/4 of an inch, because you got to put the bolt in there, and well, you just want a little bit of extra room just to keep it away from that tire.
Yes.
You don't want to have any problems with your tire out on the trail.
No.
So we're going to scoot this little fella over, and then we're going to mark our hinge covers, and then we'll tighten this up on the bench. All right, guys, let's talk Jeep JK RotopaX mount by RotopaX.
Yes.
Just installed it right here on Bubba's Garage. Honestly, the install is not that bad. Actually, it's actually fairly easy to install, and honestly, the product is decent quality. Honestly, decent quality. And honestly, value for the money, if 1 out of 5 Bubba thumbs, how many do you give it?
Honestly, I'd probably give it a 4.
I think so. I think so. I mean, in the end, there are literally almost 1 or 0 options for mounting RotopaX on your Jeep Wrangler stock.
Yeah.
I mean, without adding the tire carriers and all of this extra stuff and spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Different parts, yeah.
It gets really challenging.
It does.
This is going to save us on our trip here really, really soon. Our 2,000-mile overland trip. Having that extra fuel is definitely going to take care of things for us. But a couple of things that, well, we wanted to kind of tell you about.
One thing is that you can't put your covers back on the ends, and that's because that the bracket comes just too close to it and it won't fit over it, so it kind of gives it a little unfinished look.
That's right, guys. Honestly, about a 1/4 inch. If a 1/4 inch would have been taken off of that bracket, then honestly those covers would fit. And honestly, we're gonna cut it right here on Bubba's Garage.
Yeah.
Only other thing that I would like to mention is there's not a lot of details about this bracket on RotopaX website. There's not at all, so you really don't know how much RotopaX you can put on there, how wide, how tall, etc., etc. So guys, if you have some questions about that, do me a favor, leave me some comments. Honestly, I bought the storage container, the 2-gallon storage container, and we have a 3-gallon RotopaX. I did the math. I thought they were going to fit. They won't. They won't. So I'm not going to be able to use a storage container on the outside whatsoever. Now, would 2 fit back to back? I'm not really sure. I'm going to take some measurements and I'll find out here really soon. But 2 gallons of gas ain't going to cut it, man. I'm sorry. I gotta have at least 3 gallons.
Oh yeah.
The only other thing that I want to mention to you is this right here. If guys, depending on the tire that you have, you don't want to get this thing really, really close. If you get it too close, you might knock some rubber off of that fella.
And
so you got to be careful.
You really don't want to damage your spare, especially out on the trails.
So you definitely got to be careful. Now, these are 32s. They're factories on the winter edition. We took this bracket. We slid it all the way in as far as it'll go. And we still have about an inch in between there and our bolts. So we're okay. Now, one other thing I'm going to talk about, it's kind of sort of secure, but not really. Just be aware of that. I don't want to say that out loud. But if you spend what? We did it. It's like an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
45 minutes, an hour.
You could take it off. You could take it off. So just be aware of that. It doesn't really matter if you have the block on the side or not. So just be aware about that. Other than that, I think it's a fairly decent product. Value for the money is definitely there.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Definitely there. So guys, again, if you have any questions about the Jeep JK RotopaX mount by RotopaX, please leave me some comments down below.
Absolutely.
And if you really like this video and you want to stick around to find out what happens next right here on Bubba's Garage, do me a favor, please subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you on the flip side. Good night, everybody.
Good night.